Hi everyone, this is Tan here from monday.com. I'm one of the customer success managers. Today we're going to go over how to manage your sales team and your sales pipeline in the platform itself. I'm excited to go over the tips and tricks, so let's hop into the platform. Welcome to a sales dashboard. As a sales manager or a sales rep, you care about how you're communicating to your clients why this product or service that you're selling is a good fit for them. The most important part is understanding where you're at with each client and keep track of their needs. You notice right here we have groups. We have groups representing each stage. Let's say close one represents all the deals that we've earned, farming all the clients that we're still trying to get in contact with or prospecting, and we have pitch not interested, which are all the clients that we pitched but they're not interested. That way we can log why it didn't go through and what we can improve on when it comes to the sales process. Now, as a sales manager or a sales rep, you can actually use a pulse as a new lead. Now in this example, we're going to put monday.com. We're going to assign our best rep, Jess, and then let's say if she did a really great job and the client wanted to get started today, we're going to move it to close one to indicate to the entire team, hey, this deal is earned already. You notice right here, we're going to take advantage of the creation log, and this column actually gives you a timestamp of when this pulse was created and by whom. The cool part about this is we renamed it to first contact date. So that way a sales rep doesn't have to go in and put in the specific date of when they started working on this lead. It automatically logs it, so they can actually just use a new date column to indicate when the deal was won. Now in this case it was today. An important part about the sales process is understanding what the client's budget is. So if you look at this numbers column, we can put $25,000. And as a sales rep, you're working with many different clients, so it's good to know which time zone they're in. We have a world clock column right here, and you can input the specific time zone. So you know the time in relation to the other clients. So you can group up certain clients that you can reach out with during the daytime or during the evening. You can also use the map column, and you can put the specific location of their office so you know if they're nearby, and you can do an in-person pitch. But let's say if you're a sales manager and you care about communicating to your sales rep what these deal size mean to them in terms of commission. You can simply add a new column and head to the column center right here. In this situation, we're going to use the formula column. We're going to rename this to commission so you know that you can communicate to your sales rep how much the deal is worth. You can actually click on the settings right here, the column settings, and then go straight to the formula. We have a bunch of formulas already set out for you, so you can customize it however you want. Since we care about the deal size in terms of its commission, we're going to add, in quotes, the $sign to set the currency and the and symbol. We can scroll down to the pre-made formulas right here, hit multiply. We want to multiply the deal size right here, so we're going to click on the number column. Add a comma, and if the commission structure we have here is 15%, we can put in parentheses 15 divided by 100 and end the parentheses. Once we hit set, it's going to tell us if the formula is good to go. In this case, it is. You notice that it's going to take 15% of $25,000, which ends up to $3,750. Within less than a few minutes, we basically customize a full-on board to manage all our leads and to understand on the board level where we're at with each lead. As a sales rep, I can actually use the board filter to narrow it down to the specific leads I'm working on. You notice that there's only 2 right here. And then I can click on, let's say, the pulse update to understand my next steps with the lead. As a sales manager, you have more tools than this. You can actually add a board view. Let's say if you care about which leads your reps are working on. You can click on the chart view. It's going to default to a pie graph. You can actually switch that to a bar graph. You can click on the sales rep as the x-axis. And then you can click on the deal size for the y-axis to see which reps are responsible for each deal size. It doesn't end there. Let's say if you're on a one-on-one with Matt, you can actually use the board filter, click on Matt, and see the specific deal size based on just Matt's perspective. If you're coaching a rep, you can even click on, let's say, the stage lost deals, and you can see that it was worth $4,300. And you can click on the pulse update to see the specific reason. In this case, it was the cost of the plan. And you can have a productive one-on-one session to coach Matt on overcoming pricing objections. If you care about in-person pitches, you can actually add the map view. When we add it to our board right here, luckily we already created the map column. We can click on the map view and it's going to default to all the specific locations we've set up in the location column. In this situation, you can actually use the board filter again and filter it down to specific, let's say, time zones, and see all the leads you can call or head over or fly over to get in touch with the decision makers or the lead. And this is a cool way of narrowing down your leads and see it in a visual way so you don't get flustered about all the leads you need to work on as an entire pipeline. And that's the sales dashboard. You can get a high-level overview of which leads you're working on and how you can bring the most value by understanding what stage they're at during your sales pipeline journey with them. We went over the sales dashboard, and it's great to track at a high level of all your important leads across your entire pipeline. We know that the sales process can be messy. If you take a look at this, we've created a folder for our entire sales team. We'll head to actually a low-level board of our sales pipeline. Now, this is a great way for individual sales rep or the entire team to manage their leads across each stage. In this board, we can actually manage the process of how we get in touch with the client. We can log all the new leads we have right here, all the leads that we're trying to get in touch with, for example, and using the status column, we can indicate how many times we've reached out, whether it's our first contact to the 5th contact via email and calls. And then more importantly, once we get in touch with the decision maker and we set an appointment, we can indicate that specific stage. And then we can move it to continued farming or close loss if they're not interested. Let's put this to use. We went over a few columns right here. So when we add a new column, we can go to the column store and we can add the phone number column. If you take a look at the current phone number column, this is where we can add specific phone numbers. So let's go ahead and add a dummy phone number right here and hit enter. It's going to default to your computer's current settings when it comes to phone numbers. In this case, it's FaceTime. Let's go ahead and fast forward and say we've entered in all the information of our leads. Here we have a lead right here. We can enter in a new lead, let's say Jess, and then we can put in the phone number, let's say +1 831 225 9871. We can assign it to a specific sales rep. And let's say this is the first time I get in touch with this client. I dial, and as I dial, I can actually log notes, talk to Jess. She mentioned that she is busy at the moment and for me to call back this Friday. Hit update. I can actually update the status that I've customized for this sales pipeline to the first contact date. So my last contact date will be today, and my next contact date will be this Friday. She mentioned that she had a budget of around $2,000. You notice that from the dashboard, we use the formula column to indicate the commission structure. So I can actually drag this straight down to the trying to reach section. Now it doesn't end there, and as a sales rep, I want to know what I need to focus on. And this board is great to manage my entire sales rep, but I want a more simplified way of knowing which leads I need to get in touch with. If you notice right here, we're using 2 date columns to indicate my last contact date and my next contact date. I can simply click on the settings right here and set this as a deadline. I can connect it to my status column and connect the 2 columns. The cool part right here is I can see how many days left before I need to get in touch with this specific client right here. But when I hop into my monday.com account, I can actually scroll up all the way at the top, click on my week. Now this is a great feature as a sales rep to narrow down on what I need to see this week. So I'm not stressed about all the leads I need to get in touch with. I can only focus on the most important and urgent one. Let's say if Claire, I need to get in touch with her this week, I'm gonna go ahead and click there. It's going to take me straight to the pulse update and the specific pulse. You notice that she wanted us to follow up. And let's say if I click here to dial her out and say, talk to Claire, she is excited to chat and wants to go over our software. She is ready to talk on July 25th. And I hit update. I can go back here, update this to set an appointment. Let's say switch this to today again because I got in touch with her, and we can switch this to the 25th. I can move this straight down to in contact with decision maker, and you notice here I can manage this pipeline. Now, as a sales rep, I can have more range of understanding who I need to get in touch with, or if I'm having a one-on-one with my manager, I can understand where I'm spending the most time at each stage. I can do this by using the board view. So if I click on the chart view, I've customized this to the specific status and to see which status am I spending the most time. So in this case, you notice that most of my appointments are coming through and I've set an appointment, and I've had a couple of leads right here where if I've only gotten in touch with twice or once, these are the leads I can work with. Of course, I can use the board filter to filter it down to just leads that I'm working on to see a specific view of where I'm spending my energy. Notice right here, these are my low-hanging fruits. I can convert these two in contacts, trying to reach, to setting an appointment. And I think that's the exciting part, being able to narrow down on exactly what I need to work on. Let's go ahead and clear this and close out of this. Another important part is using the calendar view. If I click right here and I select on a specific lead, I can see Lulu. I need to basically get in touch with her soon to learn more about what she needs. The calendar view is a great way for me to hop straight into the lead and see where I'm at with the sales pipeline according to my schedule. Of course, I can narrow this down to leads that I'm working with this week and just look at that specific lead. Or I can even narrow down furthermore to the specific sales reps and view just that. So this is a low-level board for me to manage my entire sales pipeline, and I can understand specific leads I'm working with. More importantly, I can take advantage of the deadline mode, and I can see specific leads I'm working on this week and hop straight into that pulse update. And there you have it. That's a quick way of managing a smaller sales pipeline across your team. If you have a bigger sales pipeline, it might be helpful to tackle it with multiple boards representing new leads, trying to reach, pitch board, and close one. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, shoot us an email, support@monday.com. Otherwise, I'm excited to see you build your own sales pipeline in monday.com. Thanks. Have a good one.